Okay, this is exercise number 4, which is the sideline leg lift. This exercise is particularly important for your gluteus medius, which is one of your glutes, obviously, and more around the side of your hip. It's particularly important when you're standing on one leg, so as we were doing in the first exercise, it's preventing your opposite hip from dropping. It's giving you a lot of stability and support through your pelvis as you walk, as you run. It's a really important muscle to get activated, and this is a particularly good exercise to start getting it activated. So the position of this is very important. How you perform this is very important. You need to get it right. So I'm going to lie down. You can do this on a floor, a carpeted floor, or with a mat underneath. You want to line yourself up so you're as straight as possible. So imagine you've got a pane of glass or a wall behind you and you can't move backwards. You need to keep a nice straight line all the way up. In a minute, I'm going to be lying down like this to help that as well. So you're going to bend the knee of your bottom leg to give you a little bit of stability. You can do it with straight legs if you're particularly stable, but I would suggest starting off by bending your bottom knee. So one of the things that we want to prevent here is the dropping of the waist underneath from dropping into the floor or into the couch. The way to do that is to use your core muscles. So you can either just draw your belly button in towards you a little bit, and if you do that and you place a hand underneath your waist, you will feel your waist just contracting a little bit and just lifting slightly. It's a really slight movement, just enough to post a letter through underneath. What you don't want to be doing is this and using your whole body to lift up. It's literally just a movement of the muscles of your core. What you can do, what some people find useful to imagine, is that they've got a belt with a buckle around their waist, and they're just going to tighten up that belt by about 3 notches. And if you get that sensation of just pulling in a little bit, that's exactly what you want for lifting that waist from underneath. Okay, so you've got that contracted. I'm going to come down onto my side. You're going to be watching that you don't flex your hip or extend your hip, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So what you want to do is you want to lengthen your leg. Get the feeling of lengthening your leg before you lift it slowly. Now, as you lift it up, what we don't want to happen is you to come into flexion of the hip here or to go behind. You want to stay nicely lined up. You also want to watch what's happening with your foot. So no turning in of the foot, preferably no turning out of the foot. You keep your foot in line. For this particular exercise, we're keeping everything in line. So you're coming up and then you're slowly and with control bringing it all the way back down again. And again, before you lift, lengthen that leg. Make sure that you're still holding your core a little bit so your waist isn't dropping, and lift and down again. Now, it doesn't have to be a big movement, so it's not about how high you can go. It might be that you can only go a little way at the moment, and that's fine as long as you're challenging these muscles. You will be feeling this around this area here if you're getting it right. If you find that you can do that fine, that's not much of a challenge, or you do it for a while and then you get better at it, and that's fine, you can add in a bit of extra challenge by using a flex band. So I've just tied this flex band in a bow. You can put it around your ankles. I'm going to put it just above my knees, so not on my knees but just above my knees. I'm going to be lining myself back up again, drawing my waist in. I'm going to just put that knee into a flex position again, and I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to lengthen my leg and then lift, except this time I've got some resistance from the band, and you're going to just lower it very carefully again. So you're coming up And then you're not allowing the band to like push you back down again. You're controlling that movement the whole time. So lengthen your leg, lift, and then slowly down again. Lengthen your leg, lift, and slowly down again. And you should feel that round here. Watch that you don't roll your hips. It's very easy to start rolling your hips backwards. So remember that pane of glass or wall behind you. And remember, no flexing your leg forward. So you're keeping that leg in line in a neutral position. So lengthen and lift. And slowly and with control back down again. And that's exercise number 4.